Um, okay. So we are here. Did you like that? That was the opening. Um,
I love it.
Thank you. Oh my God. Okay. So let's start with this is going to be grown ups with sippy cups weekend edition off topic. And so, welcome back the regulars and to all the new people. These will be posted up in the PM somewhere for our late night owls like myself. Who am I kidding? But Lisa is going to be fully in charge of these topics. I will be asking most of the questions, as I know you guys will. So, with that said, with the opening, I just wanted to say, to reiterate what you were saying, Lisa. So I'm just going to say, starting us off, this particular segment will be a full month. Free participation in the comfort of your own home and space, every weekend class discussion Q&A. That's where we're going with this. So, Lisa, take the floor.
Well, thank you, Auntie Shisha. Okay, so this is going to be a two-part series, and it's going to be on manifesting. And that's something that we all could use in our lives, but sometimes it just doesn't work out for us. So we are going to do a little diving into that. And I just want to say for the record that I am no manifesting expert. I do a lot of research. I follow a lot of people. So with that being said, I am going to start. So I'm going to be looking at the computer because I have my notes on the computer. So if I'm not making like eye contact, that's why. Because it's a lot and I don't want to leave anything out. Are you, yeah, it
Yes.
was okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to put in there real quick before you start. This came to mind as we were going over things last night. Never manifest in a piss poor mood. That's all I wanted to add. That was it. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Okay. All right. So you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this is part one. Why manifesting feels so hard. And it has to do with the brain and the nervous system. So today we're going to be talking about manifesting in a way that actually makes sense. I came across Emily McDonald, also known as M on the Brain, earlier this year on the Jay Shetty podcast. And since then, I've been obsessed with learning from her. I love how she breaks everything down in a way that's plain and simple. She explains manifesting through the brain and the nervous system. And once you hear it that way, everything starts to make sense. And the more I've watched her, the more I realize if you ever try manifesting something and felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like nothing changes, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your biology might be working against you. So
Mm-hmm.
this is going to have several sections. So it kind of touched on, it's pretty much going to touch on like what you were saying, like never manifest when you're in a bad mood. Because it's hard to do anyway. So
Yeah.
we're pretty much going to go over that in these sections. So at any point, feel free to stop me if you have any questions, and then we'll go from there. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I love this stuff. Like I love talking about manifesting and like science, the brain, all that kind of stuff. So we're
Yeah.
going to touch on some fun stuff. All right. So
Okay.
we have section one. What manifesting is not. It's not about forcing positive thoughts. It's not about repeating affirmations that your body doesn't believe. It's not about wishing and hoping something will magically appear. And it's definitely not about bypassing your real emotions. Manifesting is actually about the emotion attached to the goal, not the goal itself. For example, when people say, I want to be a millionaire, but what they really want is to feel freedom, stability, they want their time back, and they want to be able to make an impact. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions?
My question to you is why, when you are manifesting, why do all of these, people who are professionals, they always go into the topic of you're going to say these affirmations. Why do they do that? Because you just said it's clearly not an affirmation.
Yeah. I think a lot of the people, and I'm just saying this from things that I have learned from listening to people that manifest. There's people that talk about manifesting because everybody wants to hear and learn about manifesting. But
Right.
then there's the people like the actual neuroscientists that have like the backing of why you need to get like your nervous system and everything else in check before you can actually begin to manifest anything. It's not as simple as just like
Okay.
repeating like affirmations, especially if like our body doesn't believe these affirmations, which
Right.
I'm going to get into.
Okay.
Okay. So good question though.
Thank you.
Okay, so section two, we are like why manifesting feels hard. And so this is pretty much the core part of part one. A nervous system dysregulation. If you have a nervous system that's stuck in fight or flight or freeze, your brain literally cannot imagine a better future. Um,
Wow.
the part of your brain that's responsible for planning, creativity, like actually shuts down. So you're not blocked, you're overwhelmed. Nervous system dysregulation explains why people feel stuck even when they try to change. It's like, so our default network, it's our identity generator.
Mm.
This part of the brain repeats your identity story. So if your DMN is wired around, I always struggle, I'm inconsistent, I'm unlucky, it will keep predicting a future that matches your past. So it's pretty interesting how our identity is so anchored to like our old patterns. So even if
Mhm.
you're trying to manifesting, if we're still subconsciously believing like I'm inconsistent, I'm unlucky, that's what's going to keep on showing up for you. So it's really, really wild. The RAS, the reticular activating system, this is your reality filter. It decides what you notice and what you ignore. So if you believe opportunities don't show up for you, your RAS will literally filter out things that could help you. So it's not just opportunities that are not there, it's your brain. It's not that the opportunities aren't there, it's just that your brain
Doesn't
literally is
see
not
them.
seeing them. Yep,
Damn.
exactly. Yeah. And so then we're going to get into the amygdala, and this is your threat detector. So
Okay.
if a goal feels too big, unfamiliar, or too risky, the amygdala will treat it like danger. That's why people shut down, they procrastinate, they avoid the very thing that they want that can actually make their life better. Then we have the basal ganglia, which is your habit autopilot. This is the part of the brain that keeps repeating old habits, even when you want to change. It's habit formation. So if your old identity keeps repeating patterns like procrastination, avoidance, your brain will keep running those automatically.
Gosh.
That's a lot to
Oh.
take in, right?
It is, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to get into section three now.
Okay.
So, section three, this is like the emotional piece.
Okay.
This is the part that people never really hear, or people, like creators don't really talk about it.
Mm.
So your brain does not respond to the goal, it responds to the emotion that is attached to the goal. You don't want money, you want freedom. You don't want a relationship, you want connection. You don't want a career, you want purpose. You don't want to be a content creator, you want expression, confidence, and impact.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like that's like one of those things where we're going to get into in part two, where we're going to try to help make the connection of getting out of a place of, well, I just want to manifest money. You're going to like think about like the feeling that you want that's associated with why you want the money for, what it's going to do for you.
Right.
And so So if manifesting feels hard, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because your nervous system might be overwhelmed, your identity might be outdated, and your brain's filters might be stuck in old patterns. And once you understand this, manifesting stops feeling confusing. It becomes something that you can actually work with. So when we get into part two, we're actually going to talk about how to regulate the nervous system, identifying the feelings behind your goal. And we're going to break everything into little micro tasks so it finally feels like you have a place to begin. Because if all this
Oh.
stuff is not lined up, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be extremely hard for people to manifest anything.
Right. Dang. Um,
Yeah.
Really quick, everything you're saying makes sense on a science level because the things I go
Mm-hmm.
through with Dan, a lot of the neurologists are like, if he starts to repeat patterns, it's because that's his brain pre stroke and seizures. So the
Mm-hmm.
brain is trying to do things it's familiar with. They're like, but in order for him to form new cells and to keep moving forward, you have to break him out of habit. You have to put him
Yeah.
on a new path to form new cells to get the brain working again. So this all adds,
Yep.
it's making sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
So,
nailed it.
wow, that's
That's
crazy.
exactly how it is. And like it's really, and I guess that's, part of the reason we're going to get into, in the second part, we're going to get into like why affirmations don't work.
Right.
Um, but it kind of goes along with what you said. Like if you're saying something correctly and you're rewiring like your brain,
Mm,
it's going to start creating a new pattern like they wanted you to do with Dan, to
yeah,
break him out of the old one so he can start like rewiring like new things.
that is so awesome. Good
I
gravy.
know it really is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, I would suggest that anybody that wants to get into manifesting, like, I know there's a lot of content creators out there that always talk about manifesting, but I would suggest go like follow actual like neuroscientists. Like I said, like I love Emily McDonald, and on YouTube she is M on the Brain, and like I said, she breaks everything down like so plain and simply, and it just makes me like want to do this. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's
Hmm.
why I'm struggling, not because there's something wrong with me, but because this is what's going on.
Right.
Especially like when you're like overwhelmed and life is just like beating you down, it's hard to
Hmm.
stay like positive and optimistic when like there's so many things that are happening.
Yeah. I think, though, if you can just hold on to that one positive thing that happened in the day, you know what I'm saying? There are
Mm-hmm.
moments where I will have a poopy day, but I might see somebody off worse than me, and I'm like, hey, you all right? And that'll make my day to just hear some, especially elderly people, and they're telling me their life story after they just asked me to get a box off the top shelf. I don't know why me, but after having the conversations, and they're like, I don't feel so bad today, and I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just as short as them. They ask me like I'm any taller,
I
but
know, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
you
think
get what I'm
maybe you can
saying.
like touch more on that because like in our previous video we talked about how like you really have like a positive outlook on things like even when you're feeling miserable or whatever, like you still
Yeah,
always try to have a positive outlook, and that helps also with manifesting and
yeah.
regulating your nervous system. So maybe you could touch on that. So like would you say, so like my question for you is because no, not is because. So my question for you, I guess it's like a two-part thing because with manifesting and with being positive,
Hmm.
it's one thing to be positive on the outside, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm like depressed right now and I'm like, oh hey, what's going on? I'm
Hmm.
You probably think like, oh, this girl's like really happy. She has like good energy. But like deep down inside, if I'm struggling with like emotions on the inside, that is going to hinder manifesting. So
Right.
for you, would you say that your outside matches what you're feeling inside?
I if I'm having a struggling day, sometimes I will go back and maybe it's a picture or something you sent me or a video you sent me of like how beautiful your day is. That's why in our group I'm like, let me share as much of a beautiful walk we had or something like that. So that way it will even kilter itself.
Hmm.
So then at that point, especially when we were doing our manifestations for the month, and it would get to certain points of the day and I'm like, "Oh man, it's getting close to that time. Like I'm feeling kind of bummed like I don't want to manifest while I'm feeling like this." So, I'll sometimes put on a good music that I enjoy or just go watch a funny video and I'm like, "All right, I'm good." You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It doesn't take
Yeah, no,
much
that's
to,
great.
yeah, so I'm just like, "All right, here we go."
That's good. So like you basically have it down on how to regulate your nervous system. Like you know
Yeah.
what snaps you out of feeling funky. And
Yes.
that's amazing because I don't think that there's too many people that, no, I don't want to say there's too many people.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people when they're in such a bad place, like they don't know how to, break from that pattern of just like being stuck in like those negative thoughts.
Right.
When it could be something like you said, as little as putting on music or like dancing. And
Yeah.
then that can make like a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll put makeup on, do my hair, put a nice outfit on. I ain't going anywhere, but I'm like, "Oh, this look good."
Yeah.
Sometimes to feel good about yourself, not even to get dressed up to go outside to look pretty for everybody else, but it's like for yourself,
Yeah,
you're
just
like,
to feel
"I
good
am
about
worth it."
yourself. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
little things like that. So whatever, like I look good. so,
You always look good.
so, so but
Like right now you look so nice like in that
thanks.
plaid. Yeah.
Thanks. But my boobies feel like they just, I got a second stomach. So I just, you know what I'm saying? It's little things like that, though, that will trigger me, that cause me to put on something else and go, okay, I look better now. Do you see what I'm
Oh,
saying? And I think about that. So that's my question to you. Some people are so triggered by little things that will like ruin the rest of their day. Like I think like for me, I'm just like quick fix. But what happens to those people that are like, how can you put it? Like one little thing instead of bringing them up for the day, now they're down in
it
the
yeah, it
like,
exactly. Like it throws their whole day off. And that's kind
yeah.
of like the which one is it? Is it the
You were talking about the
was it
hold on,
the
that word.
default mode networking?
Yeah, yeah, because that word had
Okay,
me
so like I guess like if we
nervous system dysregulation went into the default. Yes, yeah, that
yeah.
whole
Okay,
yeah.
so like if we are starting our day off in like a bad mood, we're
Mhm.
obviously going to think like, okay, well, great. Great way to start my day. So is this how the rest of my day is going to be? So then we're obviously
Right.
going to pick up on more of the bad things that are
Mhm.
happening rather than breaking out of that like, okay, this is just like one annoying thing that happened.
Mhm.
The rest of the day is going to be great and just start looking for the good things.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Such
Thank you.
fascinating stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy because so many people are like, "Oh, this is out in the universe. Oh, this is out in the universe." Yeah, but sometimes you trigger stuff to happen, but just the way you're thinking, because you're picking up on, "Oh, this is bad," and you kind of just keep
Yeah.
gearing yourself towards the potholes on every lane. you know.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what you said before, like how you noticed how a lot of people don't talk about like the science behind manifesting. What else would you say that you have noticed?
Okay, so the over affirmation thing kills me. Um, the people I notice, I like the science way of it because they're like, if this doesn't work for you, wait for a minute, try picking a pattern that does work for you. But then you
Hmm.
have the other people that are like, I use this method, so you should use this method because we're a type A human being. If you're a type A human, this puts you in this category. If you're a type B, and then it's like they just keep going with the style you're manifesting in. with a category of, it's like looking in those teen bop magazines back in the day, and you get to the back
Oh,
and they're
yes,
like, what
those.
kind of girly are you? And then you take the thing and you find out you're a loser, and you're like, well, damn. Like, you just didn't fit into the girl code of, the popular chick. Like, I was always the sporty one. I was like, well, here we go, sporty spice. And it's like, I hate that they categorize people, and these are supposed to be professional people, like professional, top of the line. And it's like, no, you're not, because now
Hmm.
you're grouping people in whatever category, and there's usually only like one or two categories, and it's like, this doesn't work for everybody. So that's the one that's like the biggest thing I've noticed in
Yeah. Okay.
manifesting. So,
That's good. And I can't wait to hear like when we get into round two, not
mhm.
round two, when we get into the second part of the video, like what like tools that you have learned about or have tried that made a difference for you, like with manifesting, or that didn't work for you, because there's so many like different tools as well.
Oh, heck yeah. Um, I mean, keeping reminders in my phone, but I will say I agree with my uncle that our group, you keeping us together, has worked with like,
It was you keeping us together.
no. I formed the group to help us along, but for you to be sending all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a playlist. But now, us going through this and then going into our next month of manifesting, I feel pretty good now that I'll be on the right track to do the better thing. Not the right thing, but the better thing for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I
Hmm.
mean, because my tools, you can have the largest tool shed. If you have no damn idea what is what tool, that's not gonna
Yes,
work. It's just,
exactly.
hey Ted, can I
Yeah.
borrow that stapler? And you're like, oh shit. I've never seen
Yeah.
a stapler in a tool shed. What are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? And then the guy's picking up a nail gun. Neither one of you know what's going on. So for you to have guided us along the way to show us, like, look, this is how we're going about this. If this doesn't work for you, we'll try something else. And
Okay,
so,
well, thank you.
so yeah, you fix
All I
stuff.
really did was like send videos.
Yeah, but what would we would have been like monkeys throwing dookie. Like,
We should actually talk about, during one of our manifesting videos, we should talk about the one video that I sent you guys that just like
oh
really,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, those
that one
two
was
girls
so
were
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I
Yes.
put them in our playlist because I was like, this is, where was Lisa finding this? I was finding these people that came out the damn Cracker Jack box. Like, so, but yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we should definitely talk about her. And then there's some other ones that, I mean, there's the obvious ones like, Joe Dispenza.
Hmm.
Um, there's Andrew Huberman. Um, there's another woman that I love. Is her name? Can't think of her first name, but I know her last name is Ali, and I
Hmm.
really love her also. I sent you one of her videos as well. And then
Yeah.
the one that we like our group really enjoyed, I cannot think of her name for the life of me, but that one was really good too.
Like I said, I put them in our playlist of videos to
Okay.
just, yeah, go back in and watch to get the hype up of, like, ah, yes, okay, yes, this is good. So, because sometimes I'll listen to those videos as I'm doing my daily 369. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I'll listen to those videos and it just gets me going. So I'm like, all right,
That's really good.
yeah, it just, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
I realized that when we were doing our thing last month that I didn't apply any of like the nervous system regulation to like manifesting. And I realized nothing was happening for me because I was like in such a rut and like life and
hmm,
everything like that. And like I know that that's something that I really have to work on is like getting
Right.
like my nervous system like in check. And it's just a matter of like making the time to do that.
I think if we keep up with having conversations every single day, me calling to check on you, us having just regular, like, uplifting moments throughout the day, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. For me, manifesting, I'm not going to say what I was manifesting because I treat that thing like, what you wish for? It's my
Yeah,
birthday.
absolutely.
It's my birthday. Like, why are you asking me? Shut up. But nobody ever asked anybody what they were manifesting, and that was the one rule I just cared to stick by. But I do have to say that as I was manifesting, I can see it now coming to fruition. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm
that's
feeling
fantastic.
pretty, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good because I'm
Okay.
like,
That's great.
so it started out a little different when I envisioned it, but what I was asking for were a few different things in one because they all pertain to the same ending.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I was like, all
That's good
right.
to know.
So,
I will say this for me. So like when we first started,
mhm,
I was like in a really good headspace and I was like feeling good about things.
mhm,
And I noticed that money started flowing to me in like weird random ways, not
yeah,
just for me working, but like two of my friends are like, oh, let's go out to dinner, two different occasions. And like they wanted to like buy my meals. And then um my grandmother, I told you, like she just randomly gave me money. And then a few other things happened, and I'm like, wow, this is like great. And so like I was
yeah.
really feeling it. And then that's more money was like coming to me. And then I think when I started slacking off with doing the 369 was when how much time do we have before we go to the
10
next one?
minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. So I realized that when I started slacking off with the 369 method was because in my programming, I know that when money starts coming my way and I am good with getting things back on track and everything starts flowing perfectly, I know that, well, according to my brain, something bad is going to happen.
Ooh.
So that's yeah. And so like
Yeah.
once I thought about that, that's when I started having the issues with my car. I broke down. And so it just all plays. So that's something that I really need to work on is knowing that just because money is coming to me, it doesn't equal something bad is going to happen now. And that's something that I really, really struggle with because it seems like every time I get into a good place and manifesting,
Hmm.
I'm always like, all right, when's the ball going to drop? And then when I start thinking like that and changing my thinking to like, okay, when's it going to happen? I know it's going to happen. That's when something bad always happens.
I think I think we as humans have that stupid gut feeling that always throws a ball into the mechanical machine that breaks it down. Um, because some of us just have that sense of like the gut feeling where you go, oh, something doesn't feel right. I think if we could program or reprogram ourselves to go, I'm having a great time. This is going good. Yes, yes, yes. I think if we can keep that rolling, that momentum, and then when
Mm-hmm.
we're like, oh, it's not to tell ourselves that something bad is going to happen, but just be on the lookout for the people trying to throw something, the cog in the machine that's going to clog it up.
Yeah,
Because I honestly,
absolutely.
like I know people say the other universe and this, that, and the other. I could think of many ways that, how is it, what is that thing when you experience deja vu? A lot of people say, oh my God, I just had deja vu. Like what? Like, we were here before. Okay. I always ask, I'm like, what, did something bad happen? I always ask that first because it's not that
Oh my
I'm
God.
looking for a bad thing to happen. I want to know from
Yeah.
their instance what they saw in the moment. They're like, I don't
Uh-huh.
know because I didn't get this far. So I will do some stupid. I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just I just need to take it. And they start laughing, and I'm like, okay, so nothing bad happened. All right, we're good. I just always want to nip it in the bud for myself. I'm like, if you about to have a moment and the blob or Terminator's gonna come out, just let me know so I could dip. Cause I don't want any of your badness over here. But I mean, for myself, no. If it needs to be a moment where I need to partake my leaving so they could enjoy the rest of their time, go on ahead. Cause
Oh, that's really sweet of you.
yeah, it's just so
That's really nice of
bizarre.
you.
You know, because you think about that. Like, what if I wasn't in this moment, in that universe that this already happened? Why they had a little bit of that feeling. So I
Mm,
tried to process that. Like, other them already went through it. What are we experiencing here? Because I don't have deja vu.
that's really interesting
You
take. I
know,
love that.
it's just a thought, like science.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, it's their
I
moment, not
love
mine.
that.
Because wouldn't we both be
Yeah.
having it at the same time? Like, oh damn, we done
Mm.
this before. I was not there when it happened before, so I don't know what's gonna go down. So
That's great.
just a thought, just a thought.
No,
But
that's a really good thought. I love that.
you know, I was not in
Um,
their manifestation, I guess you could say.
yeah, that's really good. I like that a lot. So, I mean, I think that that is a good closeout right there. What you just said, which you're like, Avenger universe and stuff like that. So, you want to close out, and then we can reconvene for part two.
Hell yeah, yeah, we got time. We got time. It ain't thundering out yet, so
Oh, that's good.
yeah. So we could do that. Yeah, yeah. Let's do
Okay,
that. Yeah.
perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll end this one, and then we'll come back do part two, and then we could do, I guess, the same tomorrow as long as it's not storming.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
okay, all right,
Okay,
okay, all right,
perfect. See you in a
okay,
second.
okay.
Bye.
Bye.